News. Tonight we will be discussing the unfolding smallpox crisis. 2,000 Americans have been diagnosed with the disease and 300 have lost their lives due to the disease. Joining us today will be Tack Dagger from Interpol, George Fitzgerald from the Foreign Relations, Hillary Anthony from Undersecretary of State, and last but not least, Taylor Willis from Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. Now returning to Tack Dagger, he believes that Russia was the one who caused this. Could you please elaborate why?
Now, hi, I'm Tack Dagger from Interpol, and I believe that Russia has done this because of Russian and Ukraine's their hard past with the relationship. They never were really close. They always had a lot of problems, and they fought a lot, and a lot of things happened. And now America is stepping into Ukraine and helping them out with everything. They're helping them out with all their political problems and everything, so they're stepping in there. It's making Russia not too happy that we're doing that for them. And so Russia's not happy with us, and we're happy with them. And so I believe that they have released the smallpox virus to pay us back, if you want to say it like that. For payback, basically. They're releasing the smallpox to try to kill us all off.
What exactly did we do to deserve this payback?
Honestly, I don't think we did anything wrong per se, because we're helping ourselves out, getting another ally. We've done this, and so basically we're helping ourselves out. We haven't offended Russia. We did nothing to Russia at all. We have not hurt them. But yet they're coming in here and hurting us. I think it's way too drastic to release the smallpox virus. They could show something way more professional, go in and talk to us about it, instead of bam, smallpox all over us. I don't think they want to kill us all off, but they're definitely teaching us a lesson. They're trying to show us something.
Alrighty, thank you for that. Next we'll be moving on to George Fitzgerald, who believes it was ISIS that has caused this. Now could you please tell me why you believe this?
Well, I believe that it was the terrorist group ISIS. They have been a problem for us, and they'll continue to be a problem. First off, they have the guts to enter the U.S. through the Mexican border. So, why wouldn't they have the guts to release a smallpox to us? In another case, the ISIS had released a photo on the internet of them posing on a truck with a turret gun at the end of it. So how can they get a truck from Texas into their country without any of us knowing?
That's a very good point. But could you please tell me why you think that would actually affect them being able to get the disease into America?
Well, if they're able to get into our country, they have a more advantage of attacking us from the inside.
Do you think they could actually possibly get their hands on the disease, smallpox?
Yes, it's a possibility.
Alrighty, we'll be moving on. Thank you for that. We'll be moving on to our next expert, Hillary Anthony, the Undersecretary of State.
Hello, yes, thank you so much for having me on your show tonight. And I understand y'all's views, but the obvious expert who can tell you what is the state acting is me, and it's North Korea, clearly, just because of the recent events with the Sony hacking. We see how the new movie, The Interview, that Sony Pictures released has upset North Korea extremely, and they have taken a huge defense to this. And so, just because of past actions with North Korea and the United States, such as the United States intervening with North Korea's use of nuclear weapons, North Korea has been upset with the United States for a very long time. And since the Sony hacking Sony, North Korea has just become more extremely upset, and they feel compelled enough to release this smallpox virus into the United States. They're clearly the actor, and they're clearly the one who have done this to us because of the past actions that have taken place here recently that upset North Korea so much.
Could you please elaborate on what you think past actions are?
Okay, past actions, such as I was speaking about North Korea being very upset with the United States intervening with their use of nuclear weapons, how the United States shut their operations down, and as well as other events, as the United States always constantly shaming them for their human rights violations that take place in the country 24/7, because it is a very harsh dictatorship.
Alrighty, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Next we'll be moving on to Taylor Willis from Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, who believes that it was Iran who has caused this tragedy upon America.
Thank you. Looking at Iran, The main thing I just want to point out is that our relationship with Iran has been very tense. And as the last expert has spoke of a very long history, we've had a very long history with Iran. And as we can look into our history, we can see it's been very intense. There has not been a lot of diplomatic relations between them. Actually, our diplomatic relations with them are so bad that we don't actually have a real face-to-face conversation. We do it via video or any other way that's not actually directly. So it's been very hard to communicate with them. It's been very hard to even talk about them on certain issues just because of the harsh history we've had. And going along to, Iran is definitely upset with the United States, mainly for the fact that we impose on their nuclear weapons. And in 2010, the Iranian president had mentioned that they will not shut down their weapons. He declared Iran as a nuclear state, and he actually increased uranium production by 20%. And so with that, Iran has nothing to do with the United States. They don't want any of our input, and they don't want anything to do with us. And the same with Americans. There's a poll in 2013 shown that we have a very negative view. 87% of the people on the poll have said that they do not like the Iranian people. And same with Iran, they do not like Americans, and neither does their government. So we can see that Iran clearly has in their history has not liked the United States. I definitely think they released the smallpox just as, to get the ball rolling, and it could turn into, them using their nuclear weapons. We never know. So I definitely do think Iran started with the smallpox.
Thank you for that. And thank you for joining us tonight. And we'll hope you'll join us next time.